Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Outdoor Home Stay at Home live cooking demonstration series. Coming to you every week at Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Tonight we have a new recipe. It's an oven roasted pesto panko chicken with mozzarella, with roasted potatoes, and then we're doing a kale salad as well. It's a little warm outside, so we just decided to come out here, and it's an oven roasted recipe, so rather than heat up the inside of the house by doing the oven, the egg works perfect as an oven. And I'll kind of show you what we have set up tonight, and then we'll show you the recipe of what we're going to do. It's a real simple recipe, but just very tasty, one of my favorites. So I've got the egg set up. We're oven roasted at 425 degrees, and we are just almost spot on there. Had this preheating for about 25 minutes or so. While I was actually in that process, while this is preheating, I'll just show you this. I've got my kale for the salad already chopped up. We've got diced tomatoes, and we're going to make a kale and diced tomato creamy Caesar salad to go with dinner. So in the time it takes the egg to preheat, it's about the time it takes the oven to preheat inside, and we got all the prep done. So we're cruising to 425. I'm using a combination of a couple things. We're set up indirect as an oven. You can see, and we've got bumblebees that are carpenter bees, whatever that is, that want to have a piece of the action tonight. But you can set I'm set up indirect. In this case, I've got the 2 half moon stones that you can use in conjunction with the egg expander system. Sorry, I'm being attacked by a bee here. Squirrel. So back to, we've got the 2 half moons in the egg expander system. So this is where I could take one of those half moons out and I could roast or bake at the same time I'm grilling. But tonight, all of our ingredients are going to be oven roasted. So I'm just going to utilize the top shelf for one ingredient, which will be the potatoes, and then when we roast the chicken, which won't take as long to cook, so we'll do that second, I'll use the middle shelf. So you've got plenty of space when you do this configuration. Really neat setup, for oven roasting. So we'll get things started here, and then we'll put a break in the video so that we're not just waiting for the potatoes to cook. But real simple. I didn't chop the actual potatoes on video, did this ahead of time, but I've got red potatoes that are kind of diced into 1/2-inch squares, a little bit of vegetable oil, and then salt and pepper. And you can use any kind of dish that you want. I don't like to do a whole lot of dishes, so I'm going to use one of these. Are the disposable drip pans, but they also work great when you don't want to do dishes. You can put everything in place. We also have the disposable cutting board that I did again, I don't like to do dishes, so I'm just going to throw that away when I get done. You can buy those in eaches. You can also buy them in 30 packs, which is, I use enough of them, I just buy the 30 packs. So I'm just going to kind of spread this out on the potatoes. These take about 25 minutes at 425 degrees. So that's why I want to get these going first, and then we'll come back and kind of show how we're going to do the chicken, because it's going to take about half that time. And then of course the salad's really easy. All the prep's already done on that. So cool feature on this, I've got the top shelf on the egg expander. That'll slide back when I need it to, and otherwise stay put. So I'm just going to put those on the top shelf and let those roast for about 22 minutes. And we'll pause the video here and then come back and actually show the chicken process. So we'll see you in just a minute. Okay, we're back for the next segment. Take a peek here. We're still cruising. Potatoes are starting to look pretty good. Starting to smell really good. Roasted red potatoes. So now what we're going to do is actually prepare the chicken, because it's going to take about 12 minutes to cook, and that's probably about what's left on the potatoes. So here I have mozzarella cheese and panko breadcrumbs. So this is going to be the breading over the top. So I'm going to do a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt and pepper added to that. And then we're just going to combine this. And that's panko breadcrumbs, mozzarella cheese, a little salt and pepper, and olive oil. And just a little more olive oil, thicken that up a little bit. Make sure it's kind of evenly mixed. Like that. We'll move that over here. So now we're going to get our chicken ready. I've got a couple pieces of chicken. You could do thighs. These are cutlets. You could do thighs, breast, whatever you like. It's going to be a little bit of salt and pepper on these. I'm going to get both sides. I'm going to turn these over. I'm using the actual bowl that we use the potatoes, since we're done with that. Okay, we are done with this. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil, and then we're going to add our basil pesto. And we want to add this in here, and then we're going to mix it up to make sure we coat it real well. One of my favorite smells is pesto. It just smells amazing. We're just going to mix this in here to make sure we get that good and coated on both sides. And you could cook this in just about anything. Glass pan, disposable pan we're using. I've got this little pan here. It's probably a little bit big for these 2 pieces of chicken, but okay, now I'm just going to lay that in there. Make sure I get every last bit of this pesto on there. My spoon might be a better resource here. Oh yeah. Don't want to waste any of this stuff. It is so good. Okay. And then the last step. It's gonna cook. I'm gonna use my hands. We're gonna put a nice cheese and panko crust on top here. No sense in leaving any left. Probably do another chicken breast or 2 there. And then you just want to kind of incorporate this. Pat that down into it. Bring some of this on the side. Pile it back on top so it kind of melts into it with that mozzarella cheese. And then these are going to, we're at 425 degrees still, cruising on the big green egg. So I'm going to oven roast these in the big green egg for about 12 minutes until the internal temperature is 165 that we're shooting for. And as you can see, we're using that setup with the 2-piece, so I'm going to put those right underneath the potatoes. Got plenty of room. We'll let those go for about 12 minutes, and then we'll come back and show the finished product. Okay, we're back with the finished product. Tonight again, we're doing the oven roasted pesto panko chicken with mozzarella. So if you don't have, this is a must-have in my opinion. I've had this about 10 years. You need a good instant read thermometer, especially for stuff like this with chicken. You don't want to cut into that. You don't want to guess at it. You want to be able to read and take an instant reading. And we're 163, 164. We're shooting for, there's 165. We're good to go. So I know for a fact when I take that to the table that it's ready. That's made by Thermoworks. We offer those in the store. Had that forever. Big Green Egg makes a nice one that comes with a case as well. But make sure you get a good instant read thermometer because they're worth their weight in gold. So our potatoes, got the oven roasted red potatoes, our chicken dish here. I mixed up the Caesar salad. So we'll just go ahead and plate this. And as we've talked about in the previous shows, well, it's kind of changed over time. We're doing this once a week. We started out doing this once a day. We were doing this every day. We did the cooking series. Again, this is a kale and diced tomato Caesar salad, creamy Caesar salad. And for those that know me, you're probably wondering, well, why are you putting salad on your plate? But I don't know. With kale, I've actually been eating salad. I guess eventually we all grow up. So trying to eat a little healthier, especially with the extra COVID. I'm going to use my glove here. That's definitely going to put on a few COVID pounds. So So the store is open, and if you're like us, you know, we don't have to necessarily stay inside, but we're kind of staying home this year, not planning on doing any travel. All of our concerts got canceled. But just because you have to stay at home doesn't mean you have to stay inside. And if you're like us, I'm gonna plate this, and we're gonna sit. It's a beautiful evening tonight. We're gonna sit out here and enjoy this outside. If you need, maybe you're in the process, we actually stained the deck recently. I say we, that wasn't much me, but if maybe you're sprucing up your outside area, you need some new dining set or some comfy sofa, love seat, that type of thing outside. We still have our furniture sale going on. It's a great time to do that, so you can enjoy the outdoors. Even in the thick of summer. It's getting a little hot right now in the nights, but we still have my favorite time of year is fall, and that's coming around, so you might want to start planning for that now while you can. Store's open as normal. We can do virtual appointments if you're not comfortable with coming in. We're taking all the safety precautions to protect you and us both during these challenging times, so just come see us. Again, tonight, oven roasted, panko breaded, pesto, chicken with mozzarella. I always forget this one. You can kind of see, and then we've got our kale salad, Caesar salad, roasted potatoes. So thanks for watching. Have a safe and happy 4th of July this weekend, and we'll see you next week.